All right, we're about to have a little bit of arts and crafts up in here because I have a little bit of an issue. I want to stay organized and clean, and all this PVC stuff is gonna help me make that happen. Now, let me explain exactly what's going on, what we're gonna do. Now, if you're anything like me, you change your oil probably a little more often than the average bear, right? Because you track your car, you cook the oil, you need to change the oil. Plus, on top of your normal vehicles that you do your own maintenance on, you might have a collection like I have here in the corner. We have our little catch can, we have another oil drain tray, we have a slew of just quart and and gallon jugs of oil containers and things like that of used oil that kind of stack up on you, and then you go and you do some haul just like you've returned from the Middle East full of oil to just dispose at your local auto parts store. All right, so what do we have here to do this project? Well, Home Depot sells 2-foot sections that are pre-cut of the 4-inch PVC pipe. That's going to be the main volume holder. Now, if you go online through a calculator, this will hold 1.3 gallons. That's just enough for you to hold one of those pretty large 5-quart, containers of oil. You will need a 4-inch cap that is compatible and fits to this guy. Over in the irrigation area, you're going to find these bulkhead items, right? A lot of people who have, say, they collect rainwater and things like that, they use these guys, so it's going to be over the irrigation. This will also be at the PVC section, the plumbing PVC section. As you can see, it is a female threaded ball valve, 1/2 inch. And this is 1/2 inch. These are also at the irrigation aisle, 1/2 inch threaded, male threaded on both sides piping. And this is like an 8 inch, and then I got a little 4 inch. You will find these guys over at the HVAC section where the ductwork is. This is the 4-inch hose clamps. Now, what ends up happening for me is you have to take that container. You're typically doing this by yourself. You got to hold the funnel while pouring a big heavy jug full of dirty oil, and every now and then you spill a little here, there. You go get a rag, you go clean it up, WD-40, the brake clean, the oil dry. You do whatever you can to avoid stains on your concrete floor, garage floor. I have failed that task of preventing that. But we're here to make things easier from this point forward, okay? Now, the idea is I got a 4-inch piece of PVC, and this is basically going to be this large container that I'll basically put to the wall. That's where these guys come in. These guys will go right on the other side, right here, and there'll be kind of a screw on the back side of here that goes into like a wall anchor, so that this kind of just hangs to the wall, just hangs to the wall right here. And what I'll do is I'll pour the oil through the top of this, okay? Then I have a cap, so we can kind of reasonably reduce this down. And here is a bulkhead, a PVC bulkhead item that we're going to drill a hole. We're going to put at the bottom of this so that we can take a 1/2 inch little irrigation piping, and that will come through here, like so. Onto me, right? Then we have a nice little ball valve that we can have an on-off switch as we put a jug, turn it on, fill it up, turn it off, get another jug, put it underneath, turn it on, turn it off. You get the idea, right? So nice, clean fill up of this thing. Now, I hear you right now. You're probably saying, well, why don't you just take what you catch the oil in, that large black container that drains all the dirty oil from the car into that drain pan that you have, right? Take the drain pan and go empty it at the auto parts store. Haha. Yes, I could absolutely do that. But then I have the issue of having to dispose of the containers that the oil come in. And I don't know if at your place in the world that your recyclers and your trash people are as picky as mine. They will reject taking my trash if they even see the box of a Canon filter is inside the trash. They won't take it. They'll assume that I'm trying to throw away oil. They'll look at it and just move to the next house and not even touch it from there. So that's not an option. I have to refill those old oil containers to bring the old oil containers full of the dirty oil to the auto parts store and have the auto parts store dispose of both the oil and the used oil, oil container. That's quite an annoyance, but for to remain civil here, this is our solution, and it's not that bad. All this stuff right here, probably about $60 from Home Depot, and I feel like we're going to use every bit of it. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we have to do, drill a hole into the bottom of this so that we can properly fit this guy up there. This being PVC is quite easy. All right, got me a step bit and just a quick little measure. We're gonna need about an inch, maybe an inch and 3/8, which is gonna use pretty much every bit of this guy. We're gonna take this guy, because this guy has our gasket side of things. We're gonna put this on the inside right here. Push down what we can. Good. We have a little bit of threads to engage over here. This is reverse threads, by the way. Which means, yeah, that way. Oh, plumbing channel on there. Oh yeah. Okay. That feels pretty tight. Okay, and our sealing surface will be sealed on the inside. Let's test that out. Actually, let's go fill this up with like water. Look at that. And just like that, it is nice and sealed. We have no leaks up here. So now, if you ever worked with PVC, you know this duo, this combo. This is your primer and your cement. And we're about to go ahead and cement this cap on here. So what we need to do is prime. Yeah. So that's ready to go. Now that the fumes are getting to me in a confined space. All right. So now we got the cement part. We're gonna put that guy right there. All throughout. With the pipe, we're going to make sure we have plenty on it because this will help seal it. And now, just stick them together. Hey. Does it matter which side you did? No, because it's the same thing on both sides. So, all right, now we're going to let that dry. That's going to be quite fast setting. You really don't have to wait too long for this stuff to dry. All right, so the way I had this planned out in my head is Teflon tape. Do I need Teflon tape? Probably not. Am I still going to use Teflon tape? Oh, of course I am. All right, so we have Teflon. We're going to put it on as if we are threading on the pipe. These threads for a nice, good, solid seal. I think these are also tapered, so me putting on this Teflon might be kind of just a waste. Okay, and then we just need to do one side of this because the other side is just going to be the drain part. Now, I don't think I need to use a wrench for all this stuff. I'm pretty sure if I just put the good old, hand torque string down, I can make sure it just seals right on up. All right. Then we can go ahead and get our valve on here. Nice and tight. Go ahead and get our final piece on here. Nice and tight. And there we go. Final assembly. So now the idea is this is going to hang on the wall. You're going to be able to fill this all up with oil while you have a valve that you can turn off and on. Off, on, throttle it, and you just put your jug here to kind of fill it up. So I think now we just need to go mount it on the wall, give you guys a demonstration. So I present to you the drainer thing. Basically, it's at height so that you can just easily slide like a 5-quart jug right underneath it. Crank it by just boop, opening up, closing it. We're gonna keep it closed. And we have, all right, look, we're gonna focus on the positives, but I did break one of the bands. But three should be enough, okay? Three might be enough. So, all right, we need to test this thing out now. So for my first test, the valve is closed. I have about probably a whole car's worth of oil in this. So let's pour it in here, see if it'll hold the weight. Or at least hold the weight of its volume. Filled to the tippy-toppy brim where it would be detrimental. It would be devastating if this just fell. Okay, anyways, let's hurry up and get some of this drained out. So ideally, we go right here, crack our valve. Look at that. And then we can watch it fill up. Let's go ahead and crank her wide open. Oh wait, too fast. This is neat. Draining. Oh. This is pretty cool. I'm liking this. Every home should have one of these things. Every car guy. So obviously we just have to throttle this ball valve so it doesn't just. All right. So I've actually emptied out. So one full 4-inch tube is like almost the 5 quarts. So let's go ahead and shut this guy and refill this. Let's finish filling this guy up. Crack it open. I'm gonna call that full because it's full over here. Close that, let it drip dry. And basically we'll take this guy over here. So now, if I wanted to, I could do this. This is a game changer. Set that off to the side. Grab the next one. Got another empty quart. Oh, looks like we got to the end. So here's something cool. Then you probably take your funnels and you just pop them right there to just be held in place. And then all your funnels that could be wet from you using them for oil changes, they have a place to sit and drain properly into our little canister device that we created. And it won't make a mess on a shelf or anything like that. And then now I can just, I'm gonna organize this, don't worry. We're also gonna dispose of some oil. But yeah, I'm loving this. So when you are collecting your materials to maybe make something similar to what I did, I want you to keep in mind, because I know you guys have been thinking it throughout the entire video, is I'm gonna get a bigger piece of PVC pipe. Yes, you can do that. Just take into account that the larger PVC pipe will have a greater volume, greater capacity to hold more oil. More oil is going to be heavier, okay, weight-wise, right? And if you're hanging it on sheetrock like I am, it only holds so much. That's all I'm gonna say, right? You know, because I don't want to hear you in the comment section being disappointed. I got used engine oil everywhere, right? I used hose clamps, drilled and installed wall anchors on my drywall. 3 of them. I was trying to do 4, but I broke the 4th one. I might go replace that at some point. But anyways, 3 will hold 5 quarts of oil in the 4-inch by 2-foot long PVC pipe. And the smaller piping, I don't know if I said this earlier, it's half-inch PVC piping. So you can collect all the materials from your local Home Depot, local Lowe's, and it costs about like $60-ish to have everything that I just used in the video. So this thing is going to clean things up. I am not the most graceful of person. There's oil spills all over the floor over there because I'm moving my funnel to the next one, dripping it, spilling it, missing it. This right here makes things so much simpler. So I hope that this gives you guys a little idea, some innovation, some inspiration to go out, make something into the garage, improve your life, do something that makes your life easier in the garage. And I hope, if you like the video, like it. If you see somewhere where I could have improved, or if you want to comment that, man, this was the best idea ever, and that you're going to go make one of your own, put that down in the comment section. I'd love to know that. And if it's your first time here, why don't you hit the subscribe button, and I will see you later.